Hi, and welcome to London Business News here with Toby Burns, the founder and director of the Silent Disco Company Group. And we are here today to speak to him, especially because it's the 10th anniversary of the Silent Disco Company. First of all, congratulations, Toby, on that. How are you feeling about 10 years in business with the Silent Disco Company?
Oh, wow. Firstly, thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Yeah, 10 years has gone very, very quickly. And what we've managed to, achieve in 10 years is fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, just so happy for the team, for the business. 10 years is that we're sort of having a big celebration. And it's been a great 10 years so far.
Yes, I mean, it sounds like an amazing journey. So for everyone who hasn't seen it yet, we have published his entrepreneur story, which you should definitely check out because it's very inspiring. So we're going to focus on other parts of your business for this interview because I think you have a lot to share with regards to how you started the business and your business journey, your business expertise. But before we get into that, I wanted to first start off with asking you about the entertainment industry in 2024, because obviously you've been in the entertainment industry for quite some time now. Before you started the company, you've been an entertainer yourself and a DJ. So what's kind of your take on where we are now in terms of the entertainment industry? What's happening in the entertainment industry in your view?
Well, I think the industry as a whole is humongous in the UK. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we have actually just taken over Europe as the biggest in the entertainment industry. I think 2022 it was like over 80 billion pounds or something that the industry is worth. So the industry has always been, we're an entertaining nation.
Yes.
We like a party.
Definitely.
We like entertaining guests. So I think it's only got stronger over the years. I think there's been a real shift from sort of nightclubs and that sort of entertainment. A lot of nightclubs are like shutting down this year. Some big announcements have been made, but then you've got ABBA tribute nights, and, these venues which are doing themed brunches and shifting the way we do entertainment into a much more like immersive experience.
Absolutely.
Rather than just going out clubbing. So I truly believe that our industry in the UK is only going to improve as we sort of innovate with these new sort of themed events and nights out. I think we'll go strength to strength from here.
Absolutely. And I think that also shows in your success with your company as well, because you have obviously managed to adapt to a lot of challenges over time as well. But before we get into that, I wanted to kind of ask you, how did you get into the silent disco concept? What attracted you to it? And why did you feel it's something you want to bring to the UK market?
Yeah, I mean, I think my background tells the story as well. That from a very young age, being a children's entertainer, out every weekend entertaining children, and then gradually shifted into DJs and entertainment. And I sort of looked at it and thought, you are swapping time for money. If I break a leg, I can't go out and earn money. So it was really a shift of a business that we could grow. I always say an enterprise without you having to work in it, and you put a really good team in place. And as I said, I was in the US, and I was standing. It was like a festival, and I saw this silent disco, and I was standing there, sort of leaning against a barrier, and just the clogs are ticking, and I'm just thinking, first of all, this is madness. And a smile on my face. But the industry and the market I was working in at the time, which was sort of very high end, and sort of high end private events as well.
Yeah.
I just thought this was the perfect solution. Especially some with like families, like the kids.
Yeah.
When adults are eating, there's nothing for the kids to do.
Definitely.
So we thought, I just was thinking like maybe we can do a silent disco for the kids.
Yeah.
On the dance floor while the adults are having dinner.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was really at that point that, as I said, we thought if we can do this better, you know, better equipment. They were very sort of plasticky headphones, you know, Chinese-esque, quite cheaply made.
Yeah.
And if we can really bring a premium headphone to the market that's a similar price, well, I just knew that people would love it.
Yeah.
You know,
so
10 years on.
Yeah, exactly. So your immediate instinct was this will definitely be something that we can grow in the UK, and you brought it here. So my next question is, how did you make it work for London and for the UK market? Were there some challenges that you didn't foresee, or was it exactly how you envisioned it, or how did that go?
It was how I envisioned it. I think the concept of silent disco, you know, just for me, standing there watching people in their own world with headphones on, dancing away, you know, people had to believe in that. And I think people had sort of seen it. Yeah. But what I wanted to do was make it a real sort of do-it-yourself service to make it really easy that we can ship it to you. By a courier, it turns up at your house, you take it out of the box, you plug it into your laptop or your phone, and you have your own silent disco at home that's super simple if you're not technical. And that's how we started. We did it as a dry hire service. In the States, you know, they were putting on the events, and people were like buying tickets, where we wanted to really bring it to the masses in terms of a hire product. And it was so well received. And I think, you know, 40 people go to a party in silent disco, you know, 4 people then book it for them. And then at the next 4 parties, another 4 people, that's 16. And it sort of just snowballed, you know, like many things, into where we are today, and it evolved. Yeah,
that's amazing. So how did your experience as DJ and entertainer help you with running the silent disco company? Do you think it really gave you an advantage, or would you say anybody can start a business like that?
Look, I think anyone can start a business, and I'm an enthusiast of young people starting businesses for our industry. I definitely think the entertainer side of it and DJ helped me. You know, I had a lot of clients that really we sold this into as an extra in the early days. So as I said, it was an added extra. I was there anyway, and then quickly, you know, someone said, "Oh, I saw you at a party, so can we have silent disco? You know, we already have a DJ, no problem." You know, and that's really how it evolved. But I've always loved entertaining people, and I do say this truthfully, that even when I go to a silent disco now, where, you know, we might be DJing, or I'll check in with the team and come to the event, I stand there after thousands that I've seen, and I still have a smile on my face watching people being entertained. And they almost entertain themselves because they can choose a different channel on the headphone. And they are choosing what they want to listen to and how they determine their evening of, you know, do they want to listen to rock? Do they want to listen to cheese? And just standing, watching back, I still get entertained from it. But the entertainer background, definitely, you know, we want to entertain people. We entertain roughly about 350,000 people a year.
Amazing.
And I still stand there, and I love being able with our product to entertain people. And that definitely comes from, you know, the children's entertainer, DJ background, 100%.
Definitely. I think you have a true passion for that. And I think that's why it helped you to develop a product that really worked for people as well, because you understood the chemistry of entertainment and how to entertain people. I think that probably helped you. But I agree with you, everybody can start a business, but I think I do see a connection between the two, your past experience and your venture then. And I think, for every business, it's great to have that asset, have experience, have expertise in something, definitely. And that shows in your story as well. So you mentioned, or you touched on the fact that people can create their own evening or their own party in a way, because they can choose their own music, basically. So how does that work? Can you explain a bit to us how, when I order your headphones, for example, or a party package, how does it work? How is the music selected, or how do I select the music?
Yeah, so the silent disco is an out-of-the-box solution. Mm-hmm. We offer 2 and 3 channels of music. Okay. What that means is you get sort of 2 or 3 transmitters, which are these little boxes, best way to describe them, that will plug in to any device that you want. So that could be a laptop, it could be a phone, a tablet. You plug it into your phone, open up one of the music streaming sites, press play, and that is it. You turn on the headphone, and you repeat that for, if you've got 3 channels of music, you would have 3 devices to play music from. Over the years, we have our own playlists on one of the music services that people can use. Okay. Or we supply like fully loaded tablets. So we've curated 35 playlists. If people can't, don't want the hassle of sorting out a phone and music, we just send you 3 tablets. It's got like 5,000 songs on there, and that will definitely keep you going through the night.
I bet.
but it is simple, as I said. Like, plug in the transmitter, you plug it into your phone, boom, away you go.
Yeah, that sounds incredible. And I think what you're touching on is very important, because when people go out to have fun, they don't want to be faced with technical difficulties and stuff like that. So I think making the product as easy as possible for people to use, that must have been something that was very important to you.
Yeah, it had to be simple. People don't like barriers in the way. They want a easy 1 minute to set it up, and that, maybe we'll talk about it later, but the karaoke that we've launched this year, that's why it's taken us the best part of 18 months to develop, because we tried so many samples. I was in China at the end of last year, working with factories, and we just wanted to get it right. And I told the team, we're not going to, obviously we want to rush to get the product to market, but it had to be right. It had to be the perfect product that you open it up, and this is literally, you open it, you connect it to Wi-Fi, everything's built in, touch screen, and you've got access to 50,000 karaoke songs. Wow,
that's incredible.
So it's super, super simple. And I think the karaoke hire, I'm really, really proud to bring that to market this month as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. And I love karaoke as well. And I think it can be so much fun, especially in a group of people. It's just an incredible experience. And if you can have it in your home or wherever you're going to have an event, then that's amazing, because it will take out the element of having to organize everything and planning everything. And that's, I guess, your unique selling point, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Everything in a box.
Yeah.
Super, super simple for the user.
Yeah, and I think your price point is also really good as well, because when you think about what you spend in London, for example, just going to a karaoke place, hiring it for 1 hour, it can get quite pricey. So I think you're combining a lot of different things that are very attractive to people, which is why I think it's such a great concept as well. So let me move on to the next question. So we talked about the playlists and how you do that. And then I wanted to ask you, what did you learn about entertainment actually from running the silent disco company? Because was there something that you realized that you didn't know before, or did you have like a moment where you thought, oh wow, like a light bulb moment when you started running the company that made you open your eyes to a new dimension of entertainment maybe?
It's a very, very good question. I think I covered it before, that when I first saw that silent disco, once the user had those headphones on, they forgot any sense of where they were. You know, sometimes when you're at a wedding, you know, you don't want to be the embarrassing dad dancer, and you're a bit conscious of who's there, or if you hear a song and you don't want to dance, you go and sit down because you don't like the song. And really, the light bulb moment with silent disco was, again, once you put those headphones on, people lost every sense of like who they were, embarrassment, because it's almost like if you can't hear other people, they can't hear you. You can do what you want.
That's so true.
And that's really something that, again, when I visit venues and I visit events and see that, it just cements that theory for me that, you know, it's a really fantastic piece of entertainment. And we always say, you know, we create memories through entertainment and through dance.
Absolutely.
And memories are created by silent disco, 100%. People talk about it years later. They go on a cruise ship now and they have silent disco on cruise ships. You know, it's become what it is today because
that's the
once
beauty.
You put those headphones on, that's it.
The beauty of it is that you can literally take it anywhere, really, right? I mean, that's the beauty of that concept as well. As you say, you have it on cruise ships. I saw you do cinema as well. You do, I don't know, lots of different events, even seminars and stuff like that. So it's so transferable as well, which is just incredible to see. And I think that speaks for your expertise as well, seeing, okay, where else can we utilize what we have, the product that we have, how else can we use it? And you know, I guess that was part of your journey as well.
100%. I think when we started, it was, you know, high-end events, and then quickly your everyday house parties. But you touched on corporate, and this is now a very, very large part of our business where, you know, I go to a lot of trade shows, off to one in a couple of weeks' time, and when you've got product demos or people doing keynotes, which again I do quite a lot of now. It's such a busy expo hall. The headphones are being used more and more. You know, sit down, put on a headphone, you can have a keynote. So corporate hire, especially like conferences, product launches, is a huge part of what we do with B2B.
I can imagine.
And it's just like to me the perfect solution. It takes out noise,
absolutely,
and works really, really well. And that's taken us overseas. We do a lot of conferences overseas now, at the main sort of expo centres in Europe, and even beyond that, because it just solves the issue of noise spill and restrictions in that respect.
Absolutely. You know, I totally agree. I mean, I have been to a few trade shows as well, and it's so noisy sometimes. It's really difficult to understand the speakers. So I think that's, you know, a great point that you're highlighting there as well. So anyone who is running events, check out the Silent Disco Company.
For sure, we'll look after it.
Okay, so that leads me to the next question, because you touched on people being in their own world once they put the headphones on, and I'm curious to understand. You know, we are now moving into a world where VR is becoming a thing, virtual reality, and obviously with AI emerging as well. Do you see that there could be maybe something evolving there for what you do as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's really interesting because we actually was pre-COVID, we were in the VR space, but with
Really?
yeah, so we offered VR simulators at events, so where you sit on it, you're on a roller coaster, you'd be moving around.
Yes.
And purely out of luck, we sold that business about 3 months before COVID struck.
Oh wow.
And the reason we sold it is it was really labor intensive. You could only have so many out. Each one that went out needed 2 members of staff. And we knew that if we could focus in, it back into our model of shipping it out, shipping it back. And we do a lot of events where we have staff there and lighting and different options. But so we used VR for a little bit, and it's amazing technology. And we've had a couple of our clients in the Middle East use our headphones as part of VR demos and stuff like that. So it is used. In terms of sort of AI, I think, this is going to play a huge part in the industry. We are already seeing it all the time. The holograms being used in airports and at events. We're seeing this all the time. I think it's got a little bit further to go before we fully incorporate it into our business. I mean, we use it with, some of our marketing tools, even down to editing images, remove the background and it does it like that. So we use AI already, but I think it's got a little bit of a way to go before you can sort of fully integrate it. Like the chatbots on your website, they're quite, they're not very human at the moment. That's true, and I think for customers, there's nothing worse, even for you and me, when you're on a chatbot and you just want to speak to someone. And I think that's really important for us, is that, old-fashioned customer service, where you're on the phone, you can speak to any one of our team, is so important. But, I mean, I go to a lot of trade shows. I go to China a couple of times a year, and I'm always looking at the AI to see what could benefit us as a business without taking away from our key morals of fantastic customer service.
And I totally agree with you, and I think that's a very important point, to use AI in a way that it really helps your business and it fits in with your moral compass as well, because I think that will be a challenge in the future with AI. And we don't know yet which minefields will open up legally with regards to AI. So I think as a business, it's probably also good to be more on the cautious side when it comes to AI. But
I think there's great tools. There's fantastic tools we use. I mean, even in some of our video production, some of these AI programs that can stabilize the shot for you. There's some great stuff that can be used. But every day, as part of the customer journey, I'm cautious for now, but let's see what comes.
Let's see what comes, exactly. So now I have quite a personal question for you, because obviously you used to be a DJ, used to be an entertainer, so you must love music, obviously. Can you tell us what's your favorite disco song or disco banger that you think works at every single party every time? I know that's really hard. I don't know if I could answer that question.
I mean, I have 2 favorite songs that I love to play at a silent disco.
Okay.
I play them every time, and the first one I'll say is probably one of my favorite songs personally. So when I play it and see the crowd react to it, maybe not a young children's audience, but I would probably say "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. Oh, right. Which is probably one of my favorites.
Okay. Wow, I didn't see that coming.
There you go. But a classic of all silent discos is probably, and it's a winner every time, would be Mr. Brightside. That would be, your penultimate song at the end.
Okay.
That people still love. So there's my 2 for you.
Nice one. Thank you. That's great. I mean, I'm very surprised. They're very different from what I thought, but yeah.
Can I ask you yours?
Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. I love so many songs. I'm quite a disco kind of 70s, 80s person when it comes to that. So I think I love all disco classics, but it's really difficult to say which one.
It's a tricky question.
It's
I
so
think my
hard.
background is, you know, especially where I was high end, I wasn't a cheesy DJ as such.
Yeah.
It was sort of R&B, hip hop,
Yeah,
that sort of that side of music, which is where probably Eminem came from.
Yes, definitely.
But we have now, you know, if we do a job where we may have like 3 DJs battling a silent disco, and I'm there, I normally take the cheesy channel because people love it. They love it. So I'm like, okay, I'll play the cheese. And, no problem at all.
Yeah, I mean, I do love R&B and hip hop as well. So I think, you know, 50 Cent or whatever always works, always gets people going as well. So, but yeah, thank you so much. That was great. I didn't see that coming at all. And now to kind of come to the end of this interview, I wanted to just ask you, where do you see the silent disco company in 10 years from now? Because obviously you're going very strong. What's your prediction for the next 10 years?
So we have lots of plans. I don't stop. But I tell my team every single week, and I tell other business owners, if you don't innovate, you will evaporate, you know, and if you're not innovating, somebody else is innovating.
Yes.
So I think we will continue to create and develop new products in the market that fits into our model, you know, easy, affordable, goes in a box, do it yourself, super simple. I mean, our capacity at the moment, we want to really take that up to sort of 300 to 400 hires every week. We're not far off, but we're putting things in place to make sure we can do 300-400 hires comfortably every week. And over the next 10 years, we've just launched in Dubai in October 23.
Exciting.
So I'm spending, you know, a fair amount of time building our brand in Dubai and the UAE, because I just feel that's a fantastic market to be a part of.
Very exciting.
But in the UK, bringing out new products, as I said, karaoke's just launched, home cinema, you know, through COVID, that made it really, really popular. I have a cinema in the garden. So I go to a lot of shows. I go to China a lot, as I've mentioned, and it's all about trying to find something. And I don't even go there looking for a product. I go there looking for an idea. And I see something and go, actually, can I flip that and do that slightly differently to our market? So we'll continue to grow. I always say build a moat around your business, you know, whether it's commercial property or other products, to give our team opportunity. And I think a lot of our team have been with us a long time. We're taking on new staff all the time. And if I can give them opportunities over the next 10 years to grow, that's probably the most important thing for me as well.
Lovely. That's a great message at the end, I think. And it links in with the last question I had about your ultimate piece of advice to young entrepreneurs, because you already touched on a lot of important things like, you know, innovating and just never stopping. Is there one final thing you want to say to anyone out there who's trying to start a business?
If you have an idea, run with it. I mean, my parents genuinely thought I was bonkers ordering 200 pairs of headphones, and the whole concept of it, because it was bonkers. But if you believe in something, you'll make it happen. You know, I speak at events to young entrepreneurs, and one thing I say is think big. You know, if you think small, you'll do small things. If you think bigger, it just makes things more possible. You know, I use an example, you know, when we buy a commercial property, for example, for our business, you know, even if I have no idea how we're going to afford it, I go and see it. And once you're there and you see the space and you decide in your head you want it, you just find a way to make it happen. You know, you can structure the deal in a different way, but go and do it and just think big, because if you think big things will happen for you. And that's what I tell people.
Great. Thank you so much, Toby. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. We've had amazing insights from you. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm grateful to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Much.
And any of your listeners, will be glad to look after them or hope to see them at a silent disco event very soon. So thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.